Charles Dickens. What topics did Dickens focus on? A la Shmoop.
The two things that are not necessarily separate from each other that Dickens cared most about in his life and in his novels were children and making sure that children got treated well. So in this period, various forms of child labor were not illegal and were very widespread, unlike today. So one of the enormous Victorian problems, for example, was children working in coal mines, among other things, which was incredibly dangerous to their health, both psychological and physical. And it was actually a lot of reforms that the Victorians brought about that sort of ended child labor and also ended just sort of labor abuses in general, like establishing a shorter work week. Especially for poorer people, so that they could have some free time to rest. So, not surprisingly, because of his childhood, making sure that children were treated well and focusing on the well-being of children is a theme that you see running throughout many of his novels. There's almost always a child in need in practically every novel. And then the other thing I would say, more broadly speaking, that is related to child labor is just poverty in general. Besides Dickens trying to help and protect children, he was also extremely concerned with prisons and prison reform. So, for example, when he came to the United States, he visited lots of prisons and penitentiaries. Some of them he was impressed by, and some of them not so much. He also visited places like insane asylums, schools for the deaf, any kinds of people who were disenfranchised, who were underdogs in some way. He was very concerned about helping them out. So a lot of the benefits and the sort of celebrity appearances that he made in places like in Britain and America were meant to contribute to things like prison reform. And again, all of this is coming out of his father being in a debtor's prison and all those kinds of things.
What two topics did Dickens discuss the most? What life experience inspired Dickens' focus on child labor? How did Dickens help the poor? Homework versus coal mining. I'll take the homework.